Who's Yeah, we are live. Today, I have a very unique guest in this talk show. His name is Dhavindha, and he was trapped in pain, weight, and self destruction. Now he lives as a biohacker and a healer and a shamanist and an alchemist. Today, we will reveal how one man changed in his entire life. So welcome, Davinda. I'm so honored to have you here. I'm so deep grateful all you listen. So welcome, Davinda. Tell me about your story. What happened when you were young?
Well, yes, it
Looking,
was a gradual process over many years of
can you come a little
drinking.
closer to the
Yeah,
to the?
yeah, it was a gradual process over many years of drinking 8 to 10 beers every night and eating meals late at night and just going straight to sleep, which is probably the worst thing you can do for your digestion. And
Yeah, but what happened before all this happened? Why did it happen? Like,
why did it happen?
yeah,
Um, yeah, I think I was stuck in my body with my emotions. I couldn't feel any emotions. I'd had like a bad breakup at university, and I never wanted to be with a woman again. Uh, so I was out of touch with my sensuality, sexuality, and emotions, and that just gradually brought me down. I wasn't living my true self like I am now. Yeah.
And when did you start eating and drinking and all that? From that journey or what?
Well, yeah, it was from university, like 20 years of drinking.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah.
So you didn't wake up one day and start drinking, or how old was you when you start drinking?
Oh, I was probably a teenager. Yeah,
Oh,
at school we used to have drinks there. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
mm,
with my mates and yeah, yeah, yeah.
mm.
It started
So
then.
did you big? When did you start get bigger?
Well, like I say, it was a gradual process, just over 20 years of doing that. Because I used to, when I was young, I was very thin, you know,
Mm,
and they would take the mickey out of me because I was so thin at school. So it, you can have a few drinks, but if you're doing it every day, then eventually it takes its toll. And then, I ended up with all these health conditions,
mm,
high blood pressure, heart conditions, um, high cholesterol, uh, and irritable bowel syndrome. So I was really in a bad way, and that time when I was my worst, I was so big that I couldn't even crouch down to do anything like unplug a computer or something. It was so difficult, and I was almost out of breath, from just doing
mm.
that, and even
But
just struggling to move, carrying all that weight, the strain on the joints. You could feel my joints were aching from the weight that I was carrying.
mm.
uh,
And
it
did
was,
you not on the way thinking what I'm doing? You just it was
yeah,
never stopping up and think what like. I know
yeah,
you're stopping up later, but was you not stopping up in your like?
yeah, of course, like many times I lost weight,
Oh,
um, but not as much as I did this time. I had periods where I went to the gym. I was doing loads of cardio and weights exercise. Eating a low fat diet like the current recommendation was, and yeah, it was just really difficult because you got to a certain point, you're exercising so much and you're eating all this food maybe that you don't enjoy eating, and it doesn't satisfy you. It's not satiating.
mm,
So in the end, you just give up and go back to your old pattern, you know, back to your old pattern that you were in before of drinking and all of that. And it just seemed impossible, getting to a certain weight. And I was doing everything and I still couldn't lose any more weight.
Mm.
Uh, yeah, yeah.
And welcome. We have someone from
Okay.
somewhere. Welcome. Hello. But yeah, we focus on the talk show to see how it is with you.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
keep telling like so. Then one day, something happened in your life.
Well, I got to a point where it was just too much, and I was feeling so terrible and ill. I actually thought, you know, if I don't do anything now, I'm going to die soon. That's what I felt like, you know. That's how serious it was. And I'd got into this state where I didn't really care. I was just like, yeah, that's fine. I'll just die a fat man, you know. And then I was doing research online, watching YouTube videos, as I spent many hours doing that when I was on the loo. You know, I spent a lot of time on the loo, so I had plenty of time to watch
Mm,
videos on YouTube.
mm,
And eventually, I came across Dr. Berg, and he was talking about intermittent fasting and the keto diet. And he was saying, well, you can reverse all these health conditions that you've got that I had, you know, high blood pressure, probably uh, problems with my liver, cirrhosis of the liver, you know, from all the drinking. I could feel the pain in my side, you know, and I could feel my gallbladder, you know, because that was part of the thing that Dr. Berg was teaching. It was actually massaging the gallbladder just to ease it up
yeah,
from all that. Yeah, it was really good. And of
mm,
course, he was just so into the keto diet and the intermittent fasting. And I was like, well, I've got to give this a try. It's like worth it, isn't it? You know, it's like nothing I ever heard of before. I was like, really? You can reverse these conditions? Wow.
mm. Wow.
Yeah, so that was it. I started
And so,
following.
yeah, you start following that or what? Or what you
Yeah, I
did?
started following Dr. Berg, and then I started following the biohackers online, the
Mm,
biohacking community. You know, like Dave Asprey and the Biohacker Summit in Helsinki. Um, yeah, so it was all of this information was coming into my field, and I was just absorbing it, you know,
mm,
and learning. And
mm,
you know, I was so inspired. And I just talk about the power of the decision. One day I was just like, okay, I've really got to do this. The only thing for it is to not have any alcohol at all, because that's not on the keto diet. I needed to give my liver a chance to heal, because it can heal itself, but it has to have
mm.
a chance to do it, a break from the alcohol.
So one day you say, now it's new.
Yeah,
Now I
that's it.
can.
It was just one day, and I was like, okay, I'm going for it. And
Mm,
I just went for it totally. You know, I would meet up with my friends, and they'd be like, "Oh, are you sure you wouldn't like a drink?" And I'd be like, "No, I would have
mm,
made my decision. I'm definitely not having a drink." You know.
mm. Wow, that's very strange. Like, so you
Yeah,
find your strength. You was finding your strength. Suddenly, you could find your
yeah,
strength. And
yeah.
how long? How long? How do you fast? So how fast did you see the improvement in
Oh, it was
your
very fast.
situation?
I mean, within a couple of weeks, I started feeling like I had more energy. I could actually do exercises, obviously gentle exercises. So I wasn't doing anything strenuous. I was just doing some stretching and maybe a few squats, whatever I could do while I was that big weight. And you know, then I started to get more energy. The first bit of weight just dropped off really quickly, and that's just the water weight. You know, that's the first thing you're
Mhm,
going to lose is this excess water weight, and then it slows down, because that then you're in fat burning when you're doing the keto diet and intermittent
mm,
fasting.
mm.
And
And can you
I
tell a little about what are keto diet? If someone here
yeah,
listening, like, what
yeah,
is
sure.
keto diet? Like, tell a little about
Well,
that.
yeah, definitely. I mean, I would just preface to say that I would only use the keto diet as a therapeutic measure. Like back then, I didn't know this, but it's a sort of thing that you use if you need like fast results and you're suffering from some sort of illness, like I was, overweight, uh, high blood pressure, and all these conditions, and so that's um, yeah. So basically, the keto diet um, is where you basically eat low carb, high fat, and moderate protein. And I was basically following the healthy keto diet because a lot of people follow the keto diet and they think they can eat, pork scratchings and biltong all the time, and,
mm,
and it's going to be healthy. But you need to get in, healthy vegetables and salads and and all of that sort of thing, so that you can get your electrolytes in.
mm,
So, I was following the healthy keto diet as Dr. Berg was telling me, and uh, the actual fasting, I started gradually. So you can sort of think of it like compressing your eating window. So I
mm,
started off like just having 2 meals a day. So I wouldn't have breakfast. I would just have a meal a bit later on, maybe at 11 or 10, however I feel. And then I would gradually compress this eating window until, maybe I was eating just in a 6 hour window. It's actually called time restricted eating, but because you're restricting the time that you're eating.
mm.
So it's a 6 hour window. And then eventually I squeezed it down until I was just doing one meal a day.
And
So
how was it to not eat so much? Like we used to eat so much. So how was that?
oh,
Like,
I mean, it felt so great. I had so much energy, I had so much focus. I started losing weight and I had more energy to do things, you know.
you was never
And
hungry. So you was never
no,
hungry.
no, well, I was using uh, like drinks, but that basically help you through the fasting.
I believe
So,
that. Tell about that.
yeah, definitely. I mean, Dr. Berg,
Mm,
he was basically talking about this drink that you can make with lemon juice and apple cider vinegar and electrolytes.
mm,
And you have that while you're fasting, and that supports you because sometimes you might be losing electrolytes when you're fasting. Obviously, if
mm,
you're doing a longer fast, it's best to have a doctor supervision who can actually monitor your electrolytes, and then you can be rebalanced. But if you don't have that, you can just make this drink, and I call it a health drink, so inspired by
mm,
Dr. Berg. Mm.
mm.
Yeah, it's great to keep
And,
going. It helps
and
with a
where
hunger.
can they find more about that? Like calling you, or how can they know more about this?
Oh, right, okay. I mean, yeah, you can reach me on my website, and we can
Okay,
um,
want to know more about keto? Like it's
like
just.
keto. Oh, I see what
Mm,
you mean. Yeah, I mean the keto diet. If you want to
mm,
know more, then follow Dr. Berg or somebody like that. But also maybe look at some of the other biohackers and what they're saying, like
mm, mm,
Dave Asprey and Dr. McCullough and people like this, because they discovered that if they're on the keto diet all the time,
mm,
then their system gets dysregulated, and they have a sort of insulin resistance, but it's sort of the reverse of the when you're mainly having carbohydrates. This is
mm,
more like when you do say, okay, I'm going to have that slice of sourdough bread or some potatoes, and you have it. It's just too much for your system, and it's not used to
mm,
processing. So I would recommend, once you've done the therapeutic uh, month or 2 weeks or however long it is of just the pure keto diet, whatever you need, because everybody needs something different. Once you've
mm,
done that, then you can do carb cycling.
Okay.
So
And what is food cycling? You have to tell people what
oh
that is.
yeah,
And
definitely.
we just have a question. So, is there anything you can eat? Because this is about Davinda's journey and
Yeah.
how he changed his life. So, but someone asked, I've been in a bad thoughts the entire day. What should I do? And is there something you can eat for getting your energy better today? Because this is about nutrition, holistic things we're doing here today. So, is
Yeah,
there?
definitely. There's lots you can do. You can take like I've got a blend of Chinese herbs,
But they
and I don't.
use that, like, so what
So
could this person do
what can I
exactly
do
with
now?
you?
Well, I would recommend doing some fasting and just see how you go with that. And while you're fasting, have
No, I
like
mean, we have a problem today. Like, it's saying, like, the bad thoughts today. Is there something they can eat today? Like,
yeah, that's
today?
what I'm saying. So while you're
Okay,
fasting, you
okay.
have you make like a bulletproof coffee that Dave
What is
asked
that?
me.
Can you
Yeah,
tell
you can
me?
just well, literally, I like make my own version, but basically, bulletproof coffee is you make some coffee, you put some butter and MCT oil in there, and maybe you put some minerals in there, and then you and maybe some lion's mane, even that will boost your brain function. Um, I mean, there's so many things, and you can make it into I call it an elixir, you know,
Mm,
and you can put all sorts of things in there. So when you have this, it doesn't actually break your fast because it's got the fat in there, but that gets processed really quickly by your body, so it doesn't actually spike your insulin. So it's
mm.
almost like you're fasting
So
anyway.
that will change the mood today. It's something, it's a
Yeah,
person having
it
that
will.
today, so it will
Yeah,
change the mood for them
yeah,
today.
definitely make you feel better. And MCT oil, even just having some MCT oil on its own
What is
is so
that?
good.
Oh, again, what is that? You're using a lot of
Um,
term. I don't even know what it is. So I think all
yeah,
the, the people
well,
looking at you don't
well,
know it too.
you can put it in your coffee, or you can
What
just have
is
it
it?
as
Where you
is.
put it?
It stands for medium chain triglyceride, and it's basically processed from coconut oil. So it's basically the pure fat molecules in coconut oil. And this MCT oil, it basically bypasses your digestion and goes straight into your brain for fuel. So if you
Mm.
have some MCT oil and maybe some
Some what?
lion's mane, it's a
Okay.
medicinal. Lion's mane is
don't know what you're talking about. So that's
yeah,
really, you have to explain.
lion,
What is that then?
yeah. So lion's mane is a medicinal mushroom,
Okay.
and it basically you can get it in different forms in a tincture or in a powder that you put in your coffee or whatever drink you're having,
Mm.
and basically it boosts your brain function. Yeah.
Oh.
So it
Where
gives you,
can people buy this? Where can they buy it?
you can buy it online or from a health food shop.
But then
Uh,
they cannot take it today. Someone who feel bad today, so
mm,
so they
yeah.
cannot just get it online in 2 minutes. Like.
Well, they can just have the butter with the coffee, Just make sure you blend it up because when you blend the butter and the coffee together, it
Blend what?
actually,
Butter or what you say?
yeah, when
Butter?
you blend, yeah, everybody can get butter and coffee for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you
Mm,
blend butter and coffee together and maybe put a bit of salt in there, like Himalayan salt or Celtic sea salt, and you blend that together, I'm sure people can get that.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
when the butter is blended in the coffee, it actually structures the water. So
Mm,
it changes the structure. You'll see it. It has a really amazing effect. So yeah.
mm. Wow,
Mm.
interesting. If you like coffee. So I
Of
hope
course.
you, the person who
Well,
don't like coffee, like what they
if
do
you
then.
if you don't like coffee, I would recommend either like green tea is really good.
Okay.
But if you don't want caffeine, then you could just make it with like one of your favorite teas.
Okay.
But obviously you won't get the effects of the caffeine. But maybe some people feel that
Yeah,
the effect is too
I
much.
just
Yeah.
ask because if someone don't like coffee, then
Mm. Yeah, sure.
mm, yeah. So you was going on keto journey, and then how fast start you losing the weight? Like,
Well, it was very fast actually. I started in January in
what year?
2019,
Mm,
2019 in
mm,
January, and by August or so, I had lost over 45 kilograms of weight. Uh,
mm,
Now, by the end of it, like I was saying, I was doing one meal a day. By the end of it, I was probably overdoing it a bit much, and I was doing one meal every second day, and that was really dropping the weight, you know.
mm.
But
And
of course,
then you was working on your emotion also, or you only doing the keto or
no, actually, yeah, I started. I actually met you in Brighton. That was when I started working on my emotions and my
mm,
punctuality. Because up to then I would just been focusing on the diet, you know.
yeah. And
Um,
when did you go to this biohacking in Helsinki?
oh, that was in, I think that was in October sometime. I think in
Oh, yeah.
2019.
What year?
Yeah,
What year?
2019, the year I lost all the weight.
Mm.
Um, I was so interested. I was like, I must go to this biohacker summer and meet like-minded people and see what's going on in the world, of biohacking.
And what is biohacking? So for people who don't know, can you explain a little
Well,
about what is
yeah, sure.
biohacking?
Well, the biohacking was the phrase biohacking was coined by Dave Asprey, and his definition of biohacking is um, changing the environment in and around you to maximize your biology. So this
Mm.
is things like uh, doing red light therapy, or maybe going for a cold shower or a cold plunge, like I had a cold shower just before.
So
Uh, Eating the right food or the right nutrition, having supplements,
mm.
or doing exercise. All of these things are things that you can do to
But people
change.
don't know it. Like you're saying, like people know it, they don't know it. So
Yeah,
so
yeah.
so where is this word biohacking coming from? Where is it their aspirin who are creating this biohacking word or
Yeah. He
mm.
basically he came up with the word
Mm.
because he was a computer hacker, you see.
Ah,
So
okay. Like you
so
are like
he was just like, well, if I can hack computers, then I can hack the body. So he called it
oh,
biohacking, hacking the
oh
body, basically.
nice. So
Yeah,
it's coming that way. Mm. Like you
yeah,
also a
mm,
computer hacker. So
exactly. Yeah, exactly.
mm.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a bit of a
Mm.
techie guy. Yeah,
Yeah. So biohacking coming from his word and like so it's like as I understand it's like a way to hacking your biologic
the
body or
biology. Yeah, and we're not
mm,
talking about like putting like implants in or anything. Like sort of
mm,
cyborg or something. Here we're just talking about, maybe you're going to wear an aura ring so you can monitor your sleep. These are wearable devices. Maybe you're going to do red light therapy and have a cold plunge and a sauna,
yeah,
or maybe you're going to eat the right food, or maybe you're going to check your environment for mold. Because mold is an environmental toxin. You know,
mm,
maybe you're going to drink like water that's been filtered. You know,
mm.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, so it's like start changing to do a lot of things. I thought it was only about nutrition
No, it's it.
and about
Mm.
vitamin and like that. I thought
Yeah.
that was the only thing it was about.
No, it's more of a holistic view. And when I went to the Biohacker Summit in Helsinki, they were doing breath work with us, at the
Mm,
beginning. So it's also about doing breath work. One of the speakers came up and they talked about foraging, so going out in nature and foraging, talking about doing all sorts of different modalities. Um, yeah, and also using technology. So they had
Mm,
all sorts of technology there, like a, a, a bed that vibrates and sort of
mm,
massages you and either can
mm,
relax you or activate you. So, um, and of course, the red light therapy and maybe a vibration plate, like the good quality one, because the cheap ones can actually give you back pain and affect your joints
mm.
that like
Yeah,
wobble.
and the same is with like with red light. It's not every red light you just go and buy. Like
No,
red,
exactly. You have to buy. I mean, I've got the red light, a small
yeah,
red
red
panel here.
light. It's like red light. It's very important to understand. It's not like you can buy something red light for £10.
No, exactly. There are some very cheap ones on there. The one that I've got here, it's only just a small panel about this size, and it costs 200 quid. You know, and maybe a big panel is going to cost you 2 grand. So
Exactly.
so you have to make sure it's got the right wavelengths of light in there. So there's two uh, infrared and near infrared, and they're very specific wavelengths of lights that they need to be. So these are special light panels, and a
Mm,
lot of some of the companies actually also, uh, have a look at the EMF coming off the device. Because some of them might have a lot of EMF coming off. So you're getting the therapy of the red light, but then you're getting lots of extra EMFs, which are disrupting your system.
mm,
So they're making panels that don't have minimal electromagnetic radiation coming off them. So yeah, it's definitely worth checking out the right ones. I mean, I use Bond Charge myself, so
mm.
you can go there, you can go to Bond Charge. They're an Australian company. They have red light therapy, they have blue light blocking glasses, which is good for the evening time. Which I have mine here actually.
I just opened my door 2 seconds because
Yeah,
we are doing this home, so
yeah,
my cat is wanna in and out, So
yeah.
so I'm back. Oh, so you have this. You
Yeah,
have
so
you
these are
have to look
particularly
like the
good.
man, the king.
Yeah, here we go. So yeah, so yeah, these actually the blue light blocking glasses, and also with these ones you can get really cheap ones, and they don't necessarily block out all the right wavelengths, and they're very good for optimizing your sleep. So just before 2 hours before you go into bed, you're putting these on, and basically it helps. There's all these blue lights everywhere, the bright lights, we've got the TVs, the screens, our mobile phones, and they're all emitting blue light. And when you have blue light into your system, it's activating your cortisol and it's waking you up. So if you're just
Mm,
looking at your phone just before you go to bed or watching some TV, then it's going to wake you up and you might be staying up, much longer than you would normally. If you use the blue blocks and you're blocking out that blue light, you can still look at your TV on your phone, and you just have that effect of boosting your melatonin production, which is for
mm,
the hormone. The
mm,
primarily, most people know it for sleep, but it also helps many other pathways in the body.
mm.
So yeah, and also I use these when I go to the shop. If I go to the supermarket, say, the lights are so bright, they can turn up to maximum, and they're all blue light, and there's so much bright packaging, and I
Mm,
find it really draining on my energy. So I pop
wow, that's
before I go to
interesting.
the shop, and boom, I'm just calm, and I'm not affected by the bright lights and all of that.
Mm,
So yeah, and even you're driving along at night time, and these people have got these super bright LED lights
mm.
on their cars. Quite blinding sometimes. You could just pop these on. Obviously,
Oh,
make
wow.
it safe to drive in your country, but um,
Mm,
you know
mm.
you can see
Oh,
everything.
wow.
It's just
Mm,
blocking out the blue light, and and it makes your driving experience much smoother. You're not going to get so stressed out. This bright blue light shining in your eyes is really stressing your body,
Mm.
especially in the evening time if you're going for a drive, just to go to the shops.
We hope you learned something new. I learned something new today. Oh
Yeah,
wow! I
yeah,
thought they just was fun, like like okay.
yeah. Just for
Oh
fun.
wow!
Yeah,
So that's good. Mm.
I just put these on
And
because I.
then when you was losing all this weight, there is some skin. So what was you
Mm,
doing? Because normally I see people losing weight and then they have all this skin. Like
yeah.
so,
Well,
what
for
did you do since you in your
mm,
age? Was you 43 when it happened? Like or like 44 or like
yeah,
how old?
something like that. I can't remember the exact
How did
age.
you? Because they say when you are that age, it's impossible to the skin like reduce the skin. So.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like there are things that you can do to help with the loose skin. Like you can use cold therapy. So cold plunge is very good. You can also use red light therapy is also good for healing the skin. Um, and on top of that, you can do things like using a brush, a scrubbing brush for your body to loosen up
Mm,
the skin. So most of my loose skin went away. I haven't got any around my neck or my arms, but mainly the only bit of loose skin left is actually around my belly.
mm.
Um, and if you lose a lot of weight, you probably will have a bit of loose skin. But there are things that you can do, and some people opt in for just having surgery just to have it removed. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I want because you don't have any surgery. So that's why I want you to tell how you was doing because you don't have any surgery. And
Oh, no,
I think
exactly.
that is very true. So that is very important. People know what could you do, like you say. But what was you doing? What was you special doing for it?
Yeah, I was doing exactly that. So the fasting, like when you do fasting, I was doing longer fasts for like three to 5 days at a time.
Mm,
So that
mm,
that like when you fast, that boosts the something called autophagy in your system. Where an
mm,
autophagy is when your body recycles old damaged cells and produces new ones. So it's almost like a rejuvenating process for your body. It's a natural process that your body does. It does it all the time, but if you never stop having carbohydrates, it's always in that burning mode of burning carbohydrates all the time. You're up and down on this cycle of carbohydrates. And the only way to stop that is to go into ketosis, which is your alternative fuel in your body is the fat. So your body can burn fat for fuel, and that
mm,
gives you brain fuel and your body fuel and energy. I mean, obviously you need carbohydrates, so that's why I recommend carb cycling. Um, so that's carb cycling is having. So you 5 days of the week you do the intermittent fasting and the keto
and
diet,
what was you eating? So like, what
and
was you
then
eating?
2 of the days
Mm,
you have carbohydrates. So maybe you have some potatoes or some sweet potatoes or some sort of carbs, and you would do that also in line with doing a workout. So you would do a
mm,
workout and then you would have some carbohydrates, or maybe you preload with carbs, or whatever your protocol is. But
mm.
you know
But
you would have those carbs that would burn up. So what was I doing? I was the keto diet. When I was eating that, I would have like a massive bowl of salad, and this
mm,
would have in there, lettuce leaves. It would have maybe some feta cheese in there, um, spring onions, uh,
mm,
all sorts of low carb salad food
mm,
that I could eat. And then on top of that, so I would have this big bowl of salad. I would basically have like 3 plates of food. I would eat well. It's like, I'm only having 1 meal a day, so I might as well eat well. I'm sitting there maybe with some fried eggs, maybe I've fried some bacon, maybe some a burger, made from grass-fed uh, beef, grass-fed, grass-finished beef. Maybe I would, if you're vegetarian, you can have all sorts of other things like hemp and pea protein, and all that sort of thing. So, I was eating this. I would have a couple of eggs. I would have, some meat of some sort, and the salad, and maybe some vegetables as well. Like I would love to make a cauliflower cheese all the time. I'd be making
Mm,
the trays of cauliflower, little trays of cauliflower cheese. I stick them in the fridge, and I'll pop them out, stick them in the oven. Delicious.
mm. That sounds very delicious. So, but was you doing this alone, or do you have anyone who was helping you? Like,
Well, the only support I really had was actually from my YouTube community.
mm,
So all Dr. Berg, the biohackers, and all the people that I was following, you know, and yeah, I mean, by the end of it, I really wanted to help people.
mm.
So
Yeah, of course, but you was not get any help, so you
no,
was handling it yourself, or
exactly, it was all self motivation and discipline,
mm,
and
mm.
I had to stick to it.
Why?
And
What is the reason you think people? So we can the show like um. So like tell a little about before we finish the show, like so so I feel it will be better if you have someone who support you or what like or what you think like.
oh yeah, I mean, definitely, yeah,
Mm,
it does help a lot. And that's the work that I do at the moment. I'm a certified holistic health coach. So if somebody would come to me, I've got an 8-week men's weight loss program, for example,
mm,
um, and people can come to me, and then I would actually give them advice on what foods they should be eating specifically for their constitution based on Chinese medicine.
mm,
And maybe I would include in there maybe some biohacking techniques that you can use. All sorts
mm,
of different modalities I'll be tuning into, to really find a great picture of that person. We'll come up with a health plan, and then also there will be, I would check up and make sure, see how you're getting on. How are you getting
mm,
on? Hold you accountable.
mm.
That sort
And
of
tell me
thing.
a little about
Definitely help.
yeah. Mm.
Mm. So.
And tell a little short about your what you work with so people know what you work with and also you have some free workshop people can get it or something like that.
Oh yeah, I mean definitely. There's if you go to my website, and we can always link it in the
Yeah, we
description.
will link it in the
There's
description. Yeah.
yeah, you can just sign up for free to watch my free workshop on healing with Chinese herbs. So
Mm,
I did this. Um, I did this workshop for a group of people, and somebody filmed it for me. So that was great. So I've published that, so you can just go to my website and yeah, sign up for that for
and what
free.
is your website? We will link it,
Oh
but
yeah,
why are you
it's
calling your website what you call
my
it?
my website is healingheart.space, and on social media you can find me on Davinda 222. So
Mm.
yeah. Mm.
Choo choo. Okay, like my cat. Well, mm. Just
Yeah.
tell short what you can help people with, like just in like one, two, three. Like you doing a lot of work, so tell like what
Oh
you
right,
have so
okay.
many skills. So just tell them like.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, my work involves biohacking, holistic health coach. I also do shamanic healing sessions, um, and I'm looking into longevity sciences, uh, and yeah, so basically all of that. Yeah.
And
Did
you
I miss
also
anything
doing
out?
website and all kind of
Oh
things.
yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Mm,
I now actually do yeah, professional web design.
mm,
So yeah, I've been working. I was doing web design as a like a hobby, but now I'm really up leveled it. I'm using WordPress for the websites and also optimizing the SEO, so it's fully optimized for the internet, and also helping with sending out social media posts. Uh,
mm.
all of that. So yeah, we can include all of that, getting your
So,
business on the map through on Google Business.
mm, so thank you so much for coming here. So I have a question. What did you feel people need to do right now with their life? What is your advice to people right now? So we can end the show with that. Like, what is
Mhm.
the advice to people in this moment of 2026?
Yeah, I think they should be looking at alternative ways of doing things and looking into things like you know biohacking and all of that, like we described, the fasting
Mm,
and all of those tools that are available now. It's so readily available online. You can just search it, and there's
mm.
so many people with the information.
Which
Also, we need to approach it from a different way as well. So, I think also doing healing work on your soul, on the
so, which
soul.
advice do you wish you get when you was young? Which advice do you want you have get when you was young?
Oh, when I was young,
Yeah, which advice would
yeah.
you have loved someone was saying to you?
Hmm. Well, I think I would just, yeah, I would just probably
What have
just
you
say,
wish, like someone was saying to you at
mm,
that time?
yeah, I think it would have to be like, somebody that inspires you. So it would have to be somebody that you look up to and that you aspire to, that would say something like, to say you really need to take care of your body and your soul and yourself first.
Mm,
That's what
mm.
you need to look
Good
after,
advice.
and not
Mm,
worry about what everybody else is doing. Don't
mm,
worry about what everybody else is doing. Stop comparing yourself. Oh, that person drinks 6 beers, I only have two, or whatever it is. Let's just not have any beers. Well, obviously, if you
mm,
think it's fine, but not every day. It's not a good plan.
mm,
So it's that. It's like focusing on yourself. Look inside. What's inside of you? What's speaking to inside of
mm.
your body? Once you
So
get
you
past
would think
the
that when you were young, someone was not saying that to you when
yeah,
you was young. When you
yeah,
was young, missing someone say that to you.
exactly. Yeah, somebody that would inspire me and that I would look up to and say, "Wow, I would love to be like this person." You
Mm,
know, like the king.
mm.
I
Yeah.
want to be the king there. I want to be that
Mm.
person.
How do
Who
you feel to be the king today? Like how it feels to have changed so
it
much.
feels so amazing. I have so much energy. I feel like 10 years younger. I can do things that I could do when I was young, like roll about on the floor and just enjoy life, enjoy
Mm,
life to the fullest, enjoy
mm,
my body as it is right now, enjoy the feeling inside that I get, you know,
mm,
uh, from helping people, and transforming people's lives. And it's not only that, I also uh, facilitating static dance, you know. So it's so amazing to see the transformation when people come in and they come from their busy lives. They've been maybe a bit stressed out. And by the end of it, like, wow, wow, I feel so different. I can feel my body. I can feel my emotions. I feel ecstatic, whatever it is.
mm.
So yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Like that one.
transformation on all levels. Yeah, on all
So
levels.
I feel ecstatic for hearing so many new things, and I'm so grateful you was coming here. And my advice is to write in the comment if you want to hear he talking more like deeper about one kind of topics. So we will come back with a lot of more topics where he talking straight like 20 minutes on one thing. So and showing something so you actually know what is it you can put in your mouth and all that. So
Definitely,
I'm
definitely.
so grateful you spent the time and was sharing your story and let people know there is so much out there.
Definitely, there's so much out there, especially this modern day. So yeah, thank you, Beauty, so much for having me. It's been exhilarating and fun. Thank you.
You take care, everyone. We send you love and gratitude and light.
Mm.
And you can find me on my new website gonna call Sensuality.com. I will link it out in my YouTube channel when it's out because Davinda have creating a new website. I'll put everything in the comment about him and yeah, read the subscription, subscribe, and start comment more when the video is out about what topic you want us to talk more about. That is very important. I thank you so much for listening to us. I'm deeply grateful and grow with love.